something has to give with baseball if we're going to have a season at all this year between the owners and the players. I don't know if it's if it can be worked out or not between both sides, because there's obviously a trust issue with both sides at this point in time, and I think what they're not understanding is that this is already a dying sport as it is. People are not watching it like they used to on television anymore, and also people aren't going to the games in the stands anymore like they used to. So the overall all ratings are down, and for the most part, the only people that are watching baseball is the older generation. And the fact of the matter is that the players refuse to take any kind of pay cut at all. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, because they're not the only ones that are going to lose money. The owners are also losing money at the same time. I mean, they're projected to lose between 60 to 70% of their profits. So both sides are going to wind up losing money. And in the end, it looks like if they can't get their act together, and say in the next month, that the baseball owners are just going to take their ball and they're going to go home. And so then again, there's going to be no season. And if they screw themselves and absolutely have no season this year, then I don't know if baseball can come back from this or not. I mean, we know the last time that they had a lockout, the only thing that did bring baseball back was the home run chase between Sosa and McGwire. So the other big thing that we have to remember is that the collective bargaining agreement expires at the end of 2021, and so if there's no baseball this year, then I don't see how an agreement would be able to be reached for next year. But I mean, I'm in the mindset where at this point, and I think a lot of other people again are also too. Is I don't really care if they have a baseball season or not. I mean, baseball is just not the same that it used to be for me. It used to be my favorite overall sport, but now football is, so I'm at the point in time where I'm just absolutely just sick of what's going on between the players and the owners, especially the players. And I'm just like, y'all just do what y'all have to do. If it means locking out, then locking out. I mean, we're at a point in time now where people are so many people are laid off right now. A lot of it having to do with the coronavirus, and these people are not making a lot of money, and then you have these baseball players who are making some of them are making 20, 30 something $million a year, and during a pandemic, their latest deal was that they're saying that they do not want to go the owners' route. What owners proposed which was an 82 game schedule, and also take a pay cut, and they're saying absolutely no to that. We refuse to take any kind of pay cut. We want to play 100 games, and get our full salary. So I mean, the baseball players also being nothing but just a complete hypocrites right now, because you have somebody like Blake Snell coming out there and making his ridiculous comments, talking about, we're risking our lives here, and so I shouldn't have to take a pay cut, and nor should anybody else have to take a pay cut. But really, the reality is that at the end of the day, it never has had anything to do with the coronavirus. They never were afraid of that. It's obviously all about the money. And Max Scherzer's tweet, I think, reaffirmed that when he put his tweet out yesterday, talking about how he didn't want he didn't really want to didn't want to take a pay cut either. So I don't know. Baseball is just in an absolutely terrible situation right now, and I think that these players are just absolutely taking the fans for granted, and they think that, hey, we can just skip this year and come back next year and everything will be just 100% fine. Well, the other big thing is, I mean, with the coronavirus, hopefully everything will be fine sooner rather than later. But I mean, how do they know going into next year that we're still going to be ultimately be able to have fans at a full capacity in the stadiums? I mean, they don't know that at all. So it's really a gamble on their part. So I guess we're going to see what happens when it's all said and done. I don't know, lockout or no lockout. At the end of the day, I'm really more ready for the NBA playoffs. Are going to be coming back at the end of July. It looks like the board of governors and the NBA players union are going to vote on this. I believe it's next Thursday. So that should be almost an automatic vote for them to come back at the end of July. And I believe from everything that's been said, they're going to have up to like 20-something teams. And this is what I really like about it a whole lot, is that the teams that were on the bubble and on the verge of making the playoffs are going to be able to have like a play-in game. I believe it's so. For example, I mean, teams like Memphis, New Orleans Pelicans, Portland Trailblazers, just a few examples, are going to have a shot at actually making the playoffs. So I mean, we see Zion Williamson in the playoffs, or Ja Morant also have a shot at making the playoffs. That would be absolutely amazing to see one of those guys, or not both those guys, having a shot at making the playoffs. And the big deal is will it be an asterisk or not when the team does want to win the championship? And I don't think it will be, because I'm really looking forward to this playoffs. I think this is going to be one of the better playoffs that we've ever seen before, because it's also probably going to be shortened, so it's not going to have a best of 7 the first round like usual, and maybe it's a best of 5, because we have to remember they have to be done by the time the NFL season starts back. So we don't want to. They don't want to have to be competing with the NFL. So I feel like whatever team winds up coming out of this playoffs, gets a championship and wins the championship, are going to be the legitimate NBA champions. And I don't think anything will remember anything other than that. I guess the biggest question really is, well, I guess it's almost a twofold. Are they going to be able to have fans in the stadium in the arenas, I should say, or not? When this NBA season does start back, probably more than likely not. But I mean, I don't know for sure on that situation. And then the other thing is, like, who is going to win the NBA championship this year? I mean, I thought before this whole thing with the coronavirus hit that the Los Angeles Lakers were going to win it all. And I mean, I might be just a little bit biased on that, because I am a huge Kobe fan, and I want the Lakers to win the whole thing for Kobe. I think that would be unbelievable if that were to be the case. But I mean, the way I really look at it right now is, in the West especially, is that it's a two-way race between the Clippers and the Los Angeles Lakers to reach this NBA Finals. And East, I think, is kind of wide open. I really don't know. I mean, of course, you have the Celtics, you have the Heat, you have the Bucks. Who, I mean, is this going to be Giannis's year finally to prove that he's capable of being as great a player as he is in the regular season, in the playoffs, and then carry the Bucks to the NBA championship and possibly win it? I don't know. I'm not really convinced on that. I mean, Giannis had his chance last year, and he really, really choked. really he just could not he couldn't get it just couldn't get it done in crunch time. I mean the Raptors ultimately just shut him down, and so we'll see what happens with the Bucks. I don't know. They probably to me would be maybe the favorites to come out of the East, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. So I mean, a lot of people are on the Clippers bandwagon. I mean, they got a really good team. Don't get me wrong, and I'm talking about to win the whole thing. Of course, Kawhi is always going to be there, and anytime you have him on your team, you got a shot at winning a championship. But I'm just not convinced of the overall team of the Clippers. They're deep, but I mean, Paul George. I mean, we've seen the same movie with him. Every year he's made when he has made the playoffs, he always finds a way to choke when it's all said and done. And of course, I got the experience with Doc Rivers as head coach, but I'm just absolutely not completely sold on the Clippers. I think the Lakers can take them out in the Western Conference Finals, and I think they will when it's all said and done. Even though the Lakers aren't as deep as Clippers are. Anytime you got LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they'll find a way to ultimately figure the rest out as far as the lack of depth goes. But the other big question is about the football, college football, and then the NFL football. That's what I'm looking forward to more than anything. Is football coming back, and I feel like we're gonna have football. Not only have football this year, but I think when it's all said and done, fans will be able to come to the games. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a full capacity type deal or not, or just possibly just a certain amount of fans in the stadiums. I know Ohio State, for example, had a thing. Well, they said they had theirs mapped out where now they think they hold like 100,000 people, but they had it. I think where they can get like between 20 to 30,000 people in the stadium, and be safe. So same thing with the NFL. I know the Dolphins have come out with something saying they get 15,000 people in their stadium. But other than that, I mean, I have no doubt there's going to be football this year. I'm more an NFL guy myself, more so than college. I mean, I do like college too, but I really like the NFL. And I don't know, this NFL season is going to be very interesting, I feel like. And when I say that, I'm talking about who's going to ultimately get to the Super Bowl and win it. I think that, the Tampa Bay obviously getting Tom Brady just propelled them onto another level as far as going from a team that won 7 games last year to being on some people's favorites to get to the Super Bowl and win it. And I feel like that they definitely have a great shot at doing so. I mean, Brady's finally got the weapons now. He's finally got a receiver in Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk coming back. And, it's not probably not going to be the same Gronk. You're not going to have to really count on him being the Gronk of old. And then you got O.J. Howard and Cameron Bray. Got a decent offensive line, and so I mean they're locked and loaded, and it's obviously going to be between them and the Saints to win the division and ultimately possibly get to the Super Bowl. And it's going to be very interesting because I mean we'll find out real quick because Tampa Bay plays the Saints week 1 in New Orleans. So that's going to be a must-watch game. Drew Brees against Tom Brady, Saints against the Bucks. What else could you even think about asking for? I'm a big Patriot fan myself. Of course, I'm going to be paying attention to a lot of Buck games since Brady's on the Bucks now. But it's going to be interesting, I think, with Brady, Belichick. Who is going to win more games now? I've always said myself, I will give Belichick credit as being the greatest coach of all time. Brady's obviously the greatest quarterback of all time. But I feel like Brady has been more important to the Patriots dynasty than Belichick was, as far as them getting to the 9 Super Bowls and ultimately winning 6 of the 9 Super Bowls. I just don't see. I think Vegas had the Patriots winning 8.5 games this year, and I just do not see that. I said from the jump, I got them at 5 wins, and I'm going to say that's going to be the case, unless they wind up getting something like Cam Newton, which is still a possibility from everything I've read. I don't know if that's going if they're going to sign him or not, but if they go with Brian Hoyer or Stidham at quarterback, then there's no way. There's no way I see them winning between 8 and 9 games and competing for that division to have a shot at making the playoffs. Either way, I think the team that wins the division is going to be about 9-7, more than likely. And I think it's probably going to be the Bills more than likely. But if the Patriots go with Stidham at quarterback, then it's always going to be they're going to run the football. It's going to be their main offense, and then try to play defense. But the problem is the defense isn't that good. So you're trying to tell me that they're going to have the same players they had last year on offense, with N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman being back, but Julian Edelman's 34 years old, and he is. I feel like his body's breaking down, and he's going to start going down when it's all said and done. So N'Keal Harry, he's questionable whether he's going to be a really good receiver or not. Jury's still out on him for me. I don't know if he will be or not. And then no tight end, of course. Offensive line shaky at best. It's okay, not that great. And then not to mention the fact that the Patriots have the toughest schedule in the NFL this year. They're playing the Denver Broncos, who are going to be a much improved team. You got the Ravens, you got the 49ers, you got the Chiefs, you have the Seahawks. Miami, of course, they always struggle with the Dolphins in Miami. So I'm not seeing it at 8.5 wins. My prediction is 5 wins, no playoffs. Bucks. I got Tom having the Bucks at 11 wins and possibly making the Super Bowl. So if Brady wins a 7th Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Bucks, that's it as far as the GOAT. To me, he's been a GOAT, but that definitely ends that argument. And then there's another team out there that their fan base likes to talk. It seems a whole lot, but that's the best that they do every year is talk a great game, but they never produce when it's all said and done, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. ESPN had them as a fifth ranked team in the NFL in their power rankings, and not a chance. Absolutely not a chance. This team always finds a way to lose when it's all said and done. They find a way to beat themselves. Jerry Jones is obviously the worst owner. If not the worst owner, then he's right there with Daniel Snyder as being the 2 worst owners in the NFL. And Jerry Jones continues to get in his own way. The fact that he still has not given Dak Prescott a contract extension it's an absolute joke, a complete and utter joke. This guy, what does this guy have to do? He's made the playoffs. I believe it's twice. His first time his rookie season. Won 13 games. The guy never misses a game. He's a great leader on and off the football field, and I believe that he's a franchise quarterback. It just he hasn't had the coaching Um, I mean, Jason Garrett obviously was a joke. He was terrible. I mean, the guy he can't coach. He cannot be a successful head coach. And so, I mean, now I got McCarthy in there. But it doesn't look like they're going to reach an agreement. So by July 15th, they had until July 15th to reach an agreement, or the franchise tag goes into effect at $31 million. So, Dak has a choice of whether or not to sign that franchise tag or not. Probably will wind up signing it when it's all said and done. $31 million is a lot of money, even though he makes all his money off his endorsement advertisements. But I just don't get it. I don't get that organization. You got the Eagles, who gave Carson Wentz his contract extension didn't bat an eye. You have the Rams, who gave Jared Goff his contract extension, 110 million, didn't bat an eye, and Dak can't get a deal. I mean, to me, Dak is better than Carson Wentz, and he's definitely better than Jared Goff. And so, everything I keep hearing about it is that Dallas wants to sign him for 5 years, and he wants 4 years. I mean, it's just ridiculous. 1 year. I mean, when it's all said and done, if they franchise tag him twice, you're talking about almost $70 million in 2 years. So, I mean, give this man his money, like he deserves. But, I mean, Cowboy fans are going to be disappointed and upset again. I'm sure they're already talking Super Bowl like they do every year. And, of course, they find a way to win 8 games and not make the playoffs. And I predict that's the same thing's going to happen to them again this year. It's going to be another 8-8 season, Cowboy Nation. Hate to tell you that, but that's what's going to happen. But can't stand the Cowboys. Absolutely can't stand them. Only thing I do like is Dak. I am a Dak fan, and he deserves better. And really, when it's all said and done, I just hope he asks for a trade and gets the heck out of Dallas. That would be the best possibility for him, is just to get the heck out of there and go to a team who actually appreciates him and will give him that contract extension. Just like Khalil Mack did when it was all said and done. Khalil Mack said, "I've had enough. Get me out of here. Y'all not gonna give me a deal. Get me out of here." And he was traded to Bears, and ultimately he got his money, like he deserves. I mean, this man deserves every penny that he's making, also. So it's a stare down right now between Dak and Jerry, and I guess we're gonna see who ends up winning when it's all said and done. But Cowboy Nation, just accept the fact that y'all are always gonna find a way to get it in your own way, and you're more likely not gonna win another Super Bowl anytime soon. I mean, forget about Super Bowl. Y'all need to just focus on making the playoffs. If y'all made the playoffs, that's a win for y'all. So, but speaking of the same division, Philadelphia Eagles, I don't know what in the world they're doing right now. Either, to be honest with you. I mean, they draft Jalen Hurts a quarterback in the second round, and nobody could ever understand that. I'm like, I can't stand Philadelphia. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Cowboys beat y'all in the draft. I mean, CeeDee Lamb at number 17. I mean, guy's a stud. He's gonna go off. And the Eagles draft Jalen Hurts, and I like Jalen Hurts a whole lot, and I feel bad for the kid because I don't get it, and I think the Eagle fans are on the same boat. Nobody in Philadelphia could understand that pick. I mean, they're wanting the general manager to be fired. But I mean, Jalen Hurts, I believe, will get his opportunity to be a starting quarterback when it's all said and done. Because, I should say, I mean, he's going to be the backup quarterback for Philadelphia, but he'll get his opportunity to play games, I think, this upcoming season, because we know Carson Wentz stays hurt all the time. He's an injury-prone quarterback who never can hardly. I mean, he can't play a full season. And so he more than likely. I mean, I'm not rooting for it to happen, but I'm just speaking reality. More than likely, Carson Wentz is going to get injured. Jalen Hurts is going to get in there and get some playing time. So we're going to find out real quick what Jalen Hurts is about, more than likely. And I don't know. I still, I mean, I think that none of it makes any sense. The only thing that I could think of possibly is maybe they drafted Jalen Hurts and plan on him being a future starting quarterback for him. That's really the only thing that makes any sense at all. But at the same time, I still don't get it. And so I guess we're gonna find out when it's all said and done what happens with Jalen Hurts. Hopefully he'll have a shot, get his chance, and be successful in the NFL. Guess only time will tell him what to wait and see on that. But another team I think that is going to be much improved is the Denver Broncos, and I mean I say that because they went for it on wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. I mean Hamler, I think he is a kid out of Penn State, the wide receiver, supposed to be really good. So they got Drew Lock some weapons, and they might compete with the Chiefs when it's all said and done. Obviously, the Chiefs are going to win the division, but I mean the Broncos are doing their very best, possibly to compete with them at least on the offense. Because that's really why they drafted the wideouts, because they realize they got to outscore a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, for example. Who's going to win it all when it's all said and done? I mean, it's probably going to be Kansas City and Baltimore, more than likely, in the AFC title game. It's hard to say. I don't know. A lot of people are picking the Chiefs to go back to the Super Bowl and win it again. And they very well, maybe they will go back to the Super Bowl when it's all said and done, and have a shot at winning it all. I would love to see Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl is going to be played in Tampa Bay, and for the Bucks to actually make the Super Bowl, that would be unbelievable. Who's going to win MVP? Patrick Mahomes possibly, Lamar Jackson probably going to be between those two guys. I'd say again. Patrick Mahomes plays a full season. He probably will want to win an MVP. I could see that. And Russell Wilson, of course, is always going to be in that conversation. Also, I think a very underrated player. Always has been very underrated and great quarterback. So he's going to be in that conversation also. But so we're going to have a great NFL season when it's all said and done. Looking forward to it. I know all of y'all out there are also looking forward to it too. So. This has been my first YouTube show on here, so I hope everybody winds up giving me a like and listens to this, and hopefully you like it, and I look forward to planning on doing some more videos when it's all said and done. So check me out, please. Thank you.